Hello and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. This is another game by one of the same developers as the Stanley Parable, which I played with a friend a while back and really enjoyed. And so we're going to check this out now. I've played about an hour into this, so I sort of know what's coming.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Let him talk.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that
There you
game
go.
tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
It really seems like I should be able to climb up to that.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
I have done a lot of that.
And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked.
Yeah.
He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing
That
to try to
emotionally
understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Really can't climb on
And
anything,
that's
can
why
we?
I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date
Let me just pause that there then. I was kind of waiting for the dialogue to stop there so I could just kind of like give the rest of my like introduction spiel to this playthrough. So this is I'm gonna be playing through this entire game, and like I said, I've already played about an hour into it, and so I knew the concept. It's a really cool concept. I personally have a large folder of forgotten about programming projects as well, and so it really hits home for me. I don't know whether or not this story is going to become like meta and weird. I don't know if Coda's a real person. I haven't looked this up. So we're going to kind of take this at face value for now. But I think that this is a really, really interesting game. Just in, I don't know, if you've ever done any kind of design work at all, or even if you haven't, there's a lot of variety here.
This first one was made in November 2008.
Get back into this. I feel like I had a little bit more to say, but I don't really remember what it was now. But yeah. Okay, so. Oh. Alright.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
So, Right, yeah. So this whole thing very much feels like it's based on Halo. And I remember when I went through this the first time, and I'm seeing it again now. There's a like pathway in Halo 1 that you kind of I think there's like maybe like collapsed something over here and you go this way, but then it like blows up and then you have to come back and go the other way because then you find out you can like duck under something like that, which I guess there is a crouch in this too. So this is all very, very much modeled after Halo 1. I like it. I like how I can hear the sound effect now. You couldn't before.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Oh, I
For
can't
instance,
shoot
you have
anymore.
this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Oh, that's what happened.
But
Okay.
ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Beginning
Interesting
to
take. I definitely have a lot of projects that are like this, and I'll tell you that my
I love how
personal
you can
take
see
is
the
he just
bottom
didn't
of the
finish it.
universe from this room.
Oh. Huh. Yeah. Just some dots. I like to think that this is real and that this is actually like a tour through somebody's like old works. It's a really neat concept. I would, in theory, enjoy actually putting on this channel at some point a tour.
Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sure, I
Delightful.
don't know.
Yeah,
There's really no
right.
reason for
Why?
it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Can I go? Yeah.
Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Yeah, okay. I can't help it. I have a very suspicious nature, and I just feel like, particularly considering the developer of this game, I just feel like there's probably something hidden in that Counter-Strike world. Since there's a timer and it pulled me out, and there's probably something hidden in this labyrinth. Whether there is, I don't actually know. I mean, I suppose we could take a peek at the achievements to find out, but I remember when this game was recommended to me by a friend. It was actually purchased for me by a longtime friend of mine, and I remember that they specifically went out of their way to not give me spoilers. Like they were real like cautious about that. So shoot, I'm nothing. They were very cautious to not give me spoilers, and so I don't know. I got the feeling that there was going to kind of be some big twist, at least one at the very least. So I don't know if there's hidden stuff necessarily, but okay, all right. I wasn't lost. I knew where to go back to the whole time.
This is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
I see.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
Wow.
Could you give yourself?
I'm not buying that somebody made this before the production of this game. That's pretty high end for someone to have just thrown together. Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is
See.
to step into the beam.
All right, well, here we go. We're gonna be a hero.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. All right, so I guess we jump into it again. I remember this now. Okay. Hey, look, there's the labyrinth. Let's see if there's anything in there.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs.
Okay.
So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
So it doesn't look like there's anything in the labyrinth after all. Oh my god. This game it had this effect on me when I played last time. It just makes me, oh my god. Wait, the past was behind her. Okay, so we're playing as a female protagonist. Oh, we can only move backwards.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh, the music is backwards too. How fucking cool is that, man? Now, this, like, just seeing these, like, archetypal 3D, that's not the right word, like, just like, so simple 3D. Like, this is like the Windows screensaver maze 3D. It reminds me of early days that I spent coding. Look at how there's gapped. Can we fall in that? Okay. It makes me want to pick that up again. Or at the very least, keep playing this and see. Oh.
So it's a short and relatively
Cool.
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is
Okay.
less advanced than the previous game, but actually it
Why does
seems
the
to be
future
more focused,
keep
more
changing?
complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Cool design. I like the, like, I don't know if I can call it glitchy. It's like glitchy heaveny kind of thing. The future is always behind her. How will she find the strength? That's the last word here. To confront it.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Okay, so I guess this is primarily a walking simulator. I wasn't really sure what the, like, variety of gameplay you are now entering was going to be. But I guess that's what we're doing here. Okay, this is... Oh.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Interesting. Alright.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre
Ooh,
titles like this
feels-
one at
yeah,
the start of his
accurate.
games.
Know them feels, bro.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Okay, so I remember the last time that I played this, I wandered around and looked behind the buildings, and I'll just tell you, there's nothing there. We're gonna move forward with the assumption that there isn't anything hidden. I don't think that there are. Oh, I see.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Oh, cool. Stand on an... Wait, what? No stranger fears. Live on a boat taking orders from the captain. The captain is always
A
wrong.
room that's warm and nice and filled with little
Play a
ideas
loud,
for games.
bodiless sound, walking around confusing people. Game where you collect items, except the game automatically
Coda would often tell me that he didn't
quits
mind
when
if
you
people
collect
thought of
them
him
all.
as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a
You
vibrant
walk around
and
taking
compassionate
people
person,
down from
but that it
pursuing their
takes
hopes
time
and
to really
dreams.
see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
A normal game where you have to scream in the mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. Huh. Ready, set, fish. Okay.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. It already knew what I wanted. I wonder if I defined the controls previously. I really wasn't expecting it to be E. E is what I always set to be my use. Okay. So... Okay, so I think I remember this. We're gonna try to lock ourselves in here, and it's gonna break the game, and I think that's the intention. Oh. Nope. Nope, there's just an option to get out afterwards. Okay, so maybe then it'll be different?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Cool.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Okay. There's the 3 dots again. I'm still not buying that this is actual games that was produced by somebody before. There's too much of a running theme in here. This is too amazing as a story. Those dots are definitely going to end up being something.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Oh. Okay. Oh my god.
How about that?
Holy
There was more to it than
crap.
we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Interesting. Oh, we're back here. Okay. You are now exiting.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Interesting. The great and lovely descent. Okay. How we were kind of
Let's talk about video game development for
up
a
on a
second.
hill there.
Every
Oh,
video
yeah.
game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Streetwise fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all
Oh,
engines,
okay.
Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds
like
of
I'm in a
creative
subway.
work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Flush the toilet. Nope. Can't open the cabinets. Oh. Oh, I like it. That's so strange. Okay, we're gonna try to go check out this door in the back first. Okay, no, nothing here. Okay. Can't help always being curious. This is so cool looking. Alright, I have a feeling that we only get one chance here. And once we fall, we're done. Where do we even go down to? Because, I mean, if I jump onto this over here, it doesn't look like there's... I mean, I suppose there's things to jump down onto. Like, we could just jump onto this instead. Let's go here. I don't think it really probably matters too much. Ooh, ooh. What is like a weird... Oh, is it fading? No. Okay, I thought the screen was fading out for a moment there. Alright, let's take a big leap here. Oh, I see. Okay, that's where we're heading. Alright, let's try to make it there. I feel like this is too big of a jump. We'd probably be able to land on... So I'd probably be able to land on this right down to the left here, but I think we want to be more on that pile. I think we want to go around this way. We're going to try to... Nope, nope, nope. Fucked it all up. Fucked it all up. However, it saved us. Okay, cool. All of our efforts were irrelevant. Take that to heart. It's just a light source. I can't get into it, so I guess it's nothing. Fascinating. it. Oh. I don't know if I like that, but it's done now. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I can't go either way, so I guess this is our cell. On the slant.
This prison,
That sucks.
funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Kind of like Coda. Is that on top there? I'm sure they'll explain what that is at some point. We can't interact with it. I tried E, it doesn't do anything. I suppose I could try some other buttons here. Let me try like space. Shift, Q, I don't know, anything on the keyboard here, enter. Yeah. Oh, you can't crouch and jump. That's okay. Interesting. If you're in the process of crouching down, the code lets you do it, but not if you're all the way down.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Pardon me that I'm suspicious. I know what it wants me to do. Do I get any extra dialogue if I wander backwards like a aimless idiot? Only an idiot until I prove otherwise. I don't think I'm going to prove otherwise, though. I think I am just going to be an idiot, but hey, you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I don't think there's anything back here. I need a run button if I'm going to be wandering outside of bounds. Alright, well. Here we go. That's not the activation button. Come on. There we go.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Interpretations of things are fascinating. There's so many different ways that you could analyze this concept. I'm sure I could come up with some bullshit explanation. Maybe you can close it back up even. Sometimes you have to close a door in order for the next one to open. I don't know, man. Could have just been that there was a glitch in the way that it was coded, And when the model for the switch was put over there, it also like put one sort of on the backside somewhere. And then he was just like, well, that's interesting. I suppose that could be a puzzle. You know, nothing is actually knowable. All you can do is guess. Usually people will confirm the ones that sound good, even if they aren't real. Oh. Okay. You there, did you come from up above?
Here, Coda begins
Okay.
using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Huh. Well, yeah. Let's lie to him. Let's see what happens. Let's continue to lie. Fascinating. Fascinating and meaningless. What? Yeah, no, I've been here the entire time. What happens if I solve it? I see. I didn't get to read that last bit there. I didn't kind of cut it out. Can't go back, can we? This architecture has my like Doom 2 senses activated. I'm just like, it's a different colored
And so
wall.
we make one
Better
last descent
try to use
down
it.
to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
It's very peaceful.
I'll tell you what I think.
I like it.
I think that up to this point, you know, he's been...
You know, we're gonna hear what he has to say in a moment, but I just want to interrupt here and say, I really like it. I don't know why, but for me, there's some like, there's something connected to lampposts for me that I have this old idea of a like, say that you stepped out of time and went into this timeless void where someone exists that manages the timeline or just exists beyond time and can go through it. I imagine that world always as a floating like Victorian era, I think Victorian era, like Jack the Ripper era, like cobble street and lamp posts like this just floating in a black void, just an island of it floating. I don't know. I like Coda's decision here to have the lamppost be an ending through these levels. Let's see what narrator has to say.
Making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this
Jesus
lamppost
Christ,
is.
this game
It's a
just keeps talking about
We're
general
going to see it in the
life
work
to
as
me.
well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive,
So upsetting.
a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Yeah. Good for him. Let's go. Let's go! April 2009. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All the notes you see are left by other players. No, they're not. I'm not buying that. Narrator's gonna tell us soon that's not the case. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever
Wow.
played. This was shortly after I met him
this is a cool
at a weekend
room.
game jam in Sacramento, where I grew
love
up.
it.
I saw him working on this.
I gotta pause it again because I don't want to talk over the narrator. So, when I first played Minecraft, which everybody's played Minecraft at this point, it's such a it used to be a niche game when I first played it. I first played it when it was just a browser-based thing. So when I first played Minecraft, it was just in the browser. You only had like 60 blocks, and it was just you press B, you open up your backpack that has the blocks in it, and you can place them wherever you want. It's just flat grass worlds. And the first level that I came into when you went on Minecraft.net, and you could pick from links on the page that took you into a online map. That usually it was just 4 to 16 possible connections at a time, and then you just see what other people built or create your own and see what people were building. It was beautiful. It's one of the best experiences that I ever had with gaming in my life. The first stage that I went into, I remember I didn't know what to make of the game yet, and we came into this room that it was a small room.
This very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Okay, so it was a room probably 4 times the size of the one that we're in right now, not very large compared to the person that you are, and it reminded me of a play area at a McDonald's, or maybe in there was a bookstore that I went to once when I was a kid that was kind of like this, that there was a tree house in one corner kind of built into the wall, and then there was it was a rainbow mural of some kind on the wall that had balloons and clouds and stuff, a very generic nursery happy kitty kind of scene. And I remember immediately being hit wow, this is really cool, I really like this, and I ran around and I explored everything in it, and it felt like being in one of those little McDonald's playpens again, being as a kid. And then I found this corridor, right? And I started walking down the corridor.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over enthusiastic, but he was.
Sorry, it's hard with the narrator going. I want to be able to hear what he's saying too. But I walked down this corridor and I went outside of it, or got to an outside, and it turns out that this room that I thought was the entire level, it was just this box floating in a humongous world. And this just gave me that such a nostalgia for that. It was or deja vu or whatever. And there was it ended up being that there was biggest map that I ever saw in classic Minecraft, I think, in all the time that I played it. There was a big hole in the middle that you could jump down and fall and see the whole thing. But I mean, the whole thing was
very gracious about it and very patient.
I don't know, like this room times like 10 or something. And there was like 7 different floors to it or something. It was humongous. And there were like pixel art floating in the sky everywhere in people's houses and all kinds of stuff. Like, man, like Minecraft Classic is such a cool thing that is just lost to history. I miss it. I do. You can't play it anymore at all. Anyway, let's get back to the beginner's guide here. Enough reminiscing. But this is
with me.
cool.
And I cooled off eventually.
Whoa, holy shit. Yeah, no kidding. Can you guys hear me? Okay, this is, we can jump. Can we just jump off? Invisible walls here? Okay, yeah, there's invisible walls. Alright, let's go around and read all the bubbles. It's like,
Feel free to
want
skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But it's ironic, isn't
painful
it?
to
that
acknowledge.
In playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
This is... I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now, planning on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. Yup. What's the continuation to this? Alright, where do we go from here? Okay. Boring. I can assure you, granted, that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place and the sailors are looking for it. Oh, hey, look, we can talk to two at the same time. Makes game, includes door, cannot open door, thanks. Yup. Alright, well, I mean, it's not a dead end because we can go this way. Huh. Help people because of the internal good feeling I get. Yeah, that works for everyone. Isn't crazy. They're nice chimes. I think I'm about done reading these. I want to move forward. Yeah, well, too bad. Yeah, man, fuck cabbage. No, it doesn't. I'm stuck on the floor here. Let's see what it says. Today I learned you cannot fall off. Yeah. Yep. Ethical. Makes you say that? Funny, I guess, to the right personality at the right point in time. Just looks like an abstract painting to me. I remember when I thought that abstract paintings were strange, I suppose, when I thought the concept was strange. Just a thing that exists now. Art indeed. No more or less than anything else. It's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. From far away? Does this look different from far away? I don't think that commenter has any idea what they're talking about. Looks the same to me. Really about that cabbage. What do you mean it just looks like dots? That's all it is. It is just dots. What? Twin Devil Star? Maybe. Probably not. Nope.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Hey, there's the dots. I've seen everything. I have traveled the world. I have never told anyone. Whisper machine is back. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd want these little bubbles all over the real world or not. become one with the spiraling nonsense.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Right. Or you can just listen to the dots and not bother because it doesn't matter. Let's just move forward. Let's keep swimming and keep seeing things. Nothing matters, don't bother to remember anything, don't keep anything together in any kind of pattern. Just see new things. Good question, how do you leave notes? I'd like to leave some depressive, unpleasant notes. Let's jump on some typewriters. Can't jump on the typewriters. Alright, well. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need to talk, please. Why are you having so much difficulty? Speak, 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 speak. I guess that's the chorus of typewriters.
Okay, this one is tough.
Porn stars die
just
too.
Spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. What? What opened? Oh, that was the door that opened. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I'd never thought about it, but even people that make pornography die. Wow. Who would have guessed? They can get fucked and then still die. Whoa. Craziness. Okay.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it.
We're in
you
the
just
well.
walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Here's version 2.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Yeah, a giant hole in the ground would look really nice. That's what I have in my own living room. That's not a giant hole in the ground. Yeah, like 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Bet you're not gonna do what I want. We don't even have the exit here, so I can't leave and protest. I think we should light this room up a bit. Okay, I don't really like the Tesla coils. Let's see, I'm thinking 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. No, let's have a skylight. Sweet skylight. So, and a table. No, we don't need a table because we already have a table. Pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference, so tables were invented in 1935. My mistake, I guess it is a table. There's a couple of them.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness'
Is it not?
sake.
Just because you say so? Because you interpreted the other weirdness as something that could be read into, but not this?
So, okay,
Cool.
he throws it out and
But
starts over.
we could
This
wander
time
through
he comes
that.
at the prison idea from a different direction.
I don't trust this narrator. No. No. Toasters. Toast, toast. Tables. Table, table. Okay. This is a face. Is it glory holes? Is it better commentary? Might be. Alright, well I finally get to do what I wanted to do first. Which sofa? Okay, we can't go around the sides. Alright, well, this seems like the easier sofa to do, so we're gonna do this one instead. Did it work? I think it did. I think it let me do it. Finally touched the shelves. Okay. That's it. In the real prison, the escape will now open. Turn to the start to be taken back to your prison. Alright. This feels very like flash gamey. Reminds me of those like escape the room games. We gotta play one of those at some point.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Yep. Cool. It's a good thing that we tried and we remembered though.
Bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going.
Let's just spiral and die.
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Done.
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay. We have our lamppost, though. All right. Oh, that was somewhat startling. Alright, well there's invisible walls, so we can't really explore much as per usual. Nothing really matters in this game. We just do what we're told we have to do. 69. Ha 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 ha. Funny number is on screen. There's the 3 too, I guess, if that ruins it, but it's divisible or something. I see. Talking to ourselves from the future. Yup.
It's a conversation.
I feel like this is trying to tell me that life's going to get better, and I don't believe it.
To share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Mm-hmm. I think that the narrator is Coda. Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. It's strange, but in a way I kind of miss being in the prison. It's like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Sure. Yeah, they will. I mean, there'll be some of both. What do we get in exchange? Wouldn't that be cool to find yourself? I've wanted that my entire life. Be able to clone myself. I don't think everybody wants that. A lot of people really don't. To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. To get out, all you need to do is be sincere. Yeah, it will. It will. Just be yourself. It's funny because the friend that recommended these games to me has a very particular view of life, and I can see references to it in these works, fascinatingly. I suppose perhaps that's part of why they connected with him so much.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Well, let's find out.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay. Well, I only see one door.
Just so you're aware, nothing will happen up here until you've been inside the house.
I see. Okay. Alright, well. Let's go inside the house then. But how does this represent the two doors? Oh, that's what a nice bed. What a nice bed. I like to sleep. This is a cool house. I'm not really a fan of the, like, modern farmhouse, whatever, architecture of the ceiling. Fuck you, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to go check out the bed. This is a cool room, though.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work,
Well, I just
and this
love to
particular
sleep
game
here.
took 2 months to create as a result.
2 fucking months to make this. What an accomplishment. I don't think Coda's a real person, and there's no way that he would ever watch my garbage, pointless recordings of this, but no hate to you if you exist either as the narrator or a separate person. Just self-hatred, perhaps. It's cool that you made a thing. It doesn't matter. Don't let the world tell you that that matters. Nothing does. I love you. Let's talk to this guy. Oh my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Cleaning, lonesome. You gotta do things. Let's see. Don't worry about me. A place this night, I'll be glad to wait. Don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. Yeah, I want to sleep in your bed, man. It's like beds that I've liked on social media. Yeah, alright, well, we're gonna do some cleaning, I guess. Maybe? How do I stand on it? Okay, E and click doesn't work. That must be this table. Okay, alright. Well, you know, there were a couple tables. I mean, okay, I guess it wasn't technically made. It didn't look unmade. I mean, looked like a nice, like, Instagram post, like, whatever. Oh, I don't like it now. Looks bad now. Okay, I guess. I mean, we didn't straighten it out, really. I mean, I guess we did in a metaphorical sense, like, made it flatter. It's not really like, you know, we could rotate its angle a little bit, make it straight. It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Oh, what a mess. I have always found that doing things for yourself doesn't feel the same as doing them for someone else. Yeah, we'll mop that up with my shirt. I don't have a mop. Yeah, I'll try to get by. Oh, we offended him. Oh, now I feel bad. Oh, Jesus Christ, now I feel fucking bad. The choices don't matter in this game at all, except for the emotional ones interacting with other people. Boom, take that. Package that up. There's your fucking quote you learned about life from this stupid Let's Play. Tell me about your insight, man.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing.
Alright,
It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you.
Can we do the same thing? It's not the same.
Cohere into something meaningful.
Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses. And among all of those, a few of them stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences. And none of them will be the ones that were easy.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Tell me about it, please. don't know. Do we think that there's a little bit of truth in that? I guess. I love you, cleaning man.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
You know, I'm gonna die someday. And there's not gonna be much left of me other than this terrible Let's Play channel. Just like Coda in his games. Of course, he's actually creative. I just wandered through his creativeness and reacted to it. I can't bring myself to the
But,
over-the-top
of course,
bullshit
it can't
reactions.
last. The music stops, your companion is
The wall
gone,
gone?
it's time to leave.
Dude,
The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
just no walls
Again,
at all.
you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Don't challenge me. Love you, house. Been good knowing you. Bye forever.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the
Whatever
point
you
of it.
say.
This one gets a bit goofy.
You will fail. No, none of those reasons. Yeah. Oh. Hey, yeah. Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it? I don't know if I have someone like that in my life. No one seems to be that way, really. Not unless you're looking at their social media. Not unless you're not reading
About
through their
halfway
lives.
through the game, the perspective shifts. And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Yeah. Alright, let's lie to some students. Try to save them because we're terrified of reality ourselves, and maybe we can save them. Not think about it too hard, though, because then we'll make up crazy fucking stories like religion. Try to deal with it. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Wait, is that the only thing I can say? Kids should not follow their dreams. Yeah. It's like the teacher knows what he's supposed to say, and here are the thoughts that he's having that he's not supposed to say. Are you absorbing all this? Listen, purple, listen. Yeah, let's go do some fucking ecstasy. Holy shit, you guys! Something is coming out the back of the room! Look out! Do what is easiest, do what is simplest, feel what is true. Probably won't be able to, but go for it anyway.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Let me just pause and say that, like, it's not that hard to understand that that's how everybody is, but if that's how everybody is, it's hopeless, man. The dark, spiraling black hole void is coming for you too. It takes us all. So lie to yourself. What else are you to do? Play some video games, that's what you're to do. Hey, let's play some We're the Beginner's
This one
Guide.
took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Weird, like, visual tearing in here. I don't know what that's actually called. But, like, look on the brick. It's just a weird little distortion effect that seems to happen here. Nothing is interactable with. Let's just move it on forward. Okay, alright, we're at a big stage. This is pretty cool. Hey, look, we were talking about lying to ourselves, and now we're going to professionally lie to everybody else. Let's see if we can we? No, we can't. I just want to climb up where I'm not supposed to be. Alright, let's put on a big lie. Big, entertaining lie. With some meaning. That is also probably a lie. Ooh. Pretty rainbows, though. Oh shit! Oh, I thought the pretty rainbows were coming for us. Oh, there's words. Oh, I gotta lean on the wall, huh? Yeah. Let me have a smoke here and look cool. Okay. To gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Yeah, okay. Fucking liar. Why? Why, narrator? Okay. The cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Pong. Oh, I love it. Alright, we're gonna go talk to this person, I suppose, about stupid animal photography. Maybe we can make some ads that will, make pet owners buy food for their pets that have poisons in them that haven't been properly researched, but had a damn fucking cute puppy on the front of it, so just had to buy it. Seemed safe. Contributed well to the world. What do you even want from me, man? Alright. Gotta do it just right. Wise. Focused. Successful. What? Oh, okay. I thought maybe I could still bounce on them while they were completely in the floor, but it was just while they were sinking. Wow, it's bright over here. I don't think I'm approaching game with the desired attitude. Probably not the healthiest attitude, but we got a lamp, so who cares? What? Oh shit. Oh shit.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away.
Sounds good.
Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looks to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Sweet fucking music.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Alright, this one's gonna be a good one. You ready for this? Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. I mean... Oh, okay. Alright, sure. Alright. Click. Okay, so I feel like we're on like an epic battlefield, and there's carcasses all around, spears sticking out of them, flames roaring. We are the last one left. There's got to be something else. We see the last standing motherfucker from the other side in the distance. We charge at him. Maybe. I think we died, but we respawned because it's a video game. Let's click.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise.
How dare
and
you?
There is a solution, by the way.
Okay, well, I tried to follow the rules. Oh, shit. Okay, we're on the fucking, what's the name of that place? Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a giant fucking door. It's gonna fucking kill us. I love it. This also is very reminiscent of Halo to me. Also, you know, like obviously Star Trek, but can't die like this. I can't die like this. Oh, we're going to crash. I'm blind. Somebody said something about shields. Well, let's get in the transporter and get out of here. Oh, that's just an elevator up to that floor. Okay. Help, I'm blind. I don't know yet. I'm trying to find the shields. My vision suddenly went black. Alright, well. I don't know. Let's click some... Oh, hey look, it's the dots. Alright, I guess we gotta go talk to that guy, because he's the only one that's different. Everybody else is blind, but maybe this goes up to the top. Yeah, it goes up to him. Okay. Ooh, truth. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I can't keep making these.
like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost
Cool.
6 months before he finishes something new.
Cool music. Or at least I would have said that 10 years ago before everybody started doing glitchy stuff and glitching things, and now I just don't really care. It's not really cool music anymore. It's just music. As is everything. Anything that used to have anything unique about it, it's just something else now. Where did the siren come from? From the breath of the goddess of the void. Oh no. There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Yeah. Seems like we have to start up the whisper machine again. What say you, goddess of the void? Oh, you say walk this way, I see. Do you?
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression.
I pressed
even.
3, by the way.
And yet still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
To not die, I suppose, right?
Because from
What is
my
anything
perspective
for?
at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was.
We
He
need
was
some
in his own little bubble,
support
just
beams
sitting at his
here.
computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone,
Kind of long.
not
Wood here.
releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
All right. Well, we can't solve it yet. Oh, this is easy. We're gonna get it. We're gonna do it. All right. Well, first you have to open the door. Then you go inside to the white space. Now you have to close the door. Nope. I am happy that there's a switch here. We could have just not had the switch and left us here to die forever in this hole. Now just press the switch. Ah, that was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Well, I hear the whisper machine starting up. What'd I tell you? Gotta lie to yourself. Okay, making games is effortless. Didn't really feel awful. Too far along for that. Wasn't true, but nothing is. Let's try Why Did the Walls Crumble? I am constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It's true, it's easy and it never stops being easy.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it.
Everything is,
I
man.
hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
There's not less suffering out there.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Absolutely tough. Tough as nails, nails
This
for
is what I felt
breakfast.
at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Sounds like someone I know. I'm sorry, porn star.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Here I thought that this was going to be a lighthearted, fun, simple Let's Play. At least on some level I thought that. Shut the fuck up and let me use the Switch. Yeah, we're gonna fuck somebody up. Let's torture it. I'd like to thank God and my mother and all of my fans. There are 19 now. I think only some of them are pornography bots. Yeah, I could have never done it without all of you. Hey, look, it's 3 dots.
And of course, it's the machine.
Not quite the same, but it's really letting one rip. I'm just kind of pressing buttons here. Seems like a one-sided conversation anyway. Don't really get it. Do a thing, machine. Be interesting. Alright, I guess we're gonna go tell the people how Coda's a fat piece of shit. Yes, Coda fucking sucks, and he hates you, and especially you there with the, what do you have on your side there? It's just like the microphone box, the recorder. Yeah, you're the fucking worst. He's seen what you put on your Instagram, and it's just fucking stupid, and it's not unique, and it's not interesting. And you with the big boom, that's the only thing that you have going in your life is just to talk to us and pretend that there's something going on here. My followers, I'm sorry, I meant to say my friends. I meant to deceive you more and emotionally manipulate you. I messed up. We'll fix it here. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. We should destroy it, dismantle it, but this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us pay it retribution. Ha! Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Charge! Get it! Oh, no, not in there. Never mind. It's the machine is tricking us right now. Fuck. We've been fucked. We've been bamboozled! Alright, you want me to fucking talk to the lady and pretend I give a shit now? Oh, that'll work. That'll work. Where's she at? What do I shoot? Shoot the light? Oh. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. I mean, I don't know, man. Got a lot of options. Doesn't really fucking matter. We might as well make it nice for Coda.
So now
Can't
the
make it
work
nice
is
for
becoming
herself.
self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that
We'll
I
save
first
him.
played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Had that thought before.
And so,
Not
as
about
I'm
me.
thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback. So, what if I did
This
it
is
for
gonna
him?
end with Coda killing
If he could
himself.
see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him
Hey, look at that.
confidence in himself? Would it
Spiral.
bring meaning back into his work?
Oh.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the island which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Cool. I don't have one. I will shoot you. Aha! Yeah, take that. Eat it, Coda.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
I'm sure it all worked out.
So anyway,
Lay it on me.
Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Let's jump off of it.
So let's take a look.
You know, to fly. To soar with our dreams and the eagles. Ambitiously pursue wonderful
And this
outcomes.
is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Beep. Sounded like a Halo sound effect. Something. Coda definitely played some Halo 1.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
How did we got farther the first time? Wow. Well, this is quite a maze.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so
Just
that
to
we can
cause
move on.
pain, my man. I don't know. I like it. Into the hole we go.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of
Cool.
Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his
What
work
does
up
that
to this
even
point, and then
mean,
suddenly
man?
none of them.
Nobody is anything that you think they are ever. Like, they're just...
I had been trying to, though. That was
Everything
the
is
thing.
always a
For
choice.
years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I
He
asked him
doesn't know.
please to tell me what the 3 dots mean,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't.
Glad we're finally acknowledging the dots. That may be the only thing that I'm really emotionally connected to here. All the rest of this is just, yeah, it's painful and whatever, big life metaphors, that's great, awesome, cool. But I would kind of like to know what the dots are. Is there just pink there? Oh, it's all of them are like that, I guess. All the windows at this height in the building.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped
Yeah.
and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
Probably nowhere. maybe everywhere, maybe both. Dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Alright, well. Move forward.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
There might have been a little jump in the camera there. Don't mind. Had a snack break. What was that? It sounded like a light shutting off or something. You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere. In between games.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Yeah, I thought that might be a but sure.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
That's a healthy take. Does it? Does it now, really?
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Did what seemed like a smart, effortful, good thing to do. Must be something stupid that was done because of self-hatred. Maybe Coda's just actually broken piece of
That's
shit.
why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again?
Fading in now.
Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
No.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
If only there weren't invisible walls. But it just jumped already. I love how there's brick inside that train. That looks so cool. Oh. My mistake. Let's go hide in other people's happy emotions.
Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
Why do you assume that he's not just
Maybe
because he
just
said
likes
so?
making prisons.
He literally said so in text. You couldn't hear his voice, you couldn't hear inflections, emotions, anything. Just must be true.
Even now, the disease is
Neat
telling me to
functional
stop.
balcony
Don't
over
show
there.
people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Who cares? Sweet liminal space here. Oh. Christ.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
You know, I used to really have that. Perhaps just a broken version of it. I think it looked like I had that from the outside, but really I was just doing things that were seeking more or less the opposite of validation. Validation from those who were against the idea of validation.
What now?
Doesn't matter, man. Play a walking simulator. Appreciate the marble texture.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Bye. It's a cool space. Fuck you, I won't go through those. I'm my own man. We'll jump in the hole in a second. All right. Well, I guess it'll be another couple seconds. What a fascinatingly crappy game to have presumably made such a living with. signed up for 5-10-hour shifts, manual labor. Perhaps I should have been this person. Perhaps no one is anyone. Do you believe in free will? Comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit that bell. Looks like a brain floating in space. Perhaps it's God.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles, and you're so tired, but I know that you're strong, so turn back, turn back.
Alright then. Well, I guess that was the beginner's guide. Thanks for joining me. And yup. I have a feeling that it's not actually at its end, so let's this button. Maybe it is though. I'll be damned, yeah it is. Start it back up and see if there's anything more to this. Well, I'm gonna guess that that's the end. Very fitting end. Thought that this was going to go differently, but here we are.